Former Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi and other Southeast political leaders officially joined African Democratic Congress (ADC). Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed accuses federal government of using EFCC to harass him and officials of his administration. Nigerian troops kill 47 terrorists, arrest 19 criminal suspects during coordinated land and air operations. On the foreign scene, Mali and Burkina Faso announced travel restrictions on American nationals in tit-for-tat move. Good evening, this is News at 7 on Western Spring Television. I am Timitope Ajijolaoluwaola. The Labour Party's presidential candidate in the 2023 election, Peter Obi, and other political leaders from the Southeast geopolitical zone have officially declared for the African Democratic Congress, ADC. The leaders gathered in Enugu, the capital of Enugu State, on Wednesday to make the declaration. They stated that after months of consultations, they have decided to join the ADC and collaborate with other opposition leaders from across the country to rescue Nigeria from the poor governance of the All Progressives Congress, APC. Those present at the event included former Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Emeka Ihedioha, Senators Ben Obi, Victor Ume, Tony Nwoye, and Gilbert Naji, Onyema Ugochukwu, Eyinaya Abaribe, Senator Sam Egu, as well as several other senators and members of the House of Representatives. Other party leaders from across the country were also in attendance, including former Senate President and National Chairman of the ADC, David Mark, former Secretary of State Governor, Senator Aminu Tambuwal, former governors from the Southeast, and other dignitaries. In a speech at the event, Mr. Obi said the move to the ADC marks the beginning of the journey to rescue the country from the APC. The former Anambra State Governor also vowed that the opposition will resist any attempts to rig the 2027 elections, warning the Independent Electoral Commission, INEC, to strictly follow the rules and regulations.
And all the elders that are here, because all the ex-governors here, apart from maybe my junior brother Emeka, I'm all my seniors. Let me say on all protocols very respectfully and duly observed. There's two juniors here. So let me recognize all of them and set all protocols very duly observed. Today is an important day. Today is the last day of 2025. So we are ending this year with a hope that in 2026 we will begin a journey of rescue of our country. For proper socio-economic development that will be unifying and inclusive. We have all watched those who benefited from our democracy sometimes now become accessories to destroying our democracy, either through coercion and gangsterism against the opposition. We cannot allow this to happen. We will resist it. We've now seen people who benefited in our democracy be part of celebrating electoral fraud publicly. And we are saying that those who are planning to rig an election in Nigeria come 2027, we will resist it by every means lawful and legitimate. And we are urging this institutions like INEC, which we are urging them in the coming election, we must do whatever it is to follow the rules and the regulation, starting by educational qualification for eligibility to sit for any election. We can no longer be where they are asking whether this person went to school or not. We have 1 year now to determine who went to school and who didn't go to school. We have 1 year now for people to tell us the school they attended. And when they left those schools, we don't want it to be something we go to court after election. They say it's pre-election matter. We have pre-election situation now to verify everybody.
In the meantime, a former presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, has welcomed former Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi to the African Democratic Congress, describing the move as a landmark development in the country's political coalition landscape. The former governor of Anambra State on Wednesday formally defected to the ADC at the Nickel Lake Resort, Enugu State. Speaking at the event venue, Mr. Obi urged Nigerians and opposition forces to unite under a broad national coalition to rescue Nigeria from poverty, disunity, and democratic decline. Reacting in a post via his verified X handle on Wednesday, Atiku said Mr. Obi's official declaration for the ADC signals the beginning of a stronger and more coordinated opposition capable of challenging for power and delivering good governance to Nigerians. He expressed optimism that Mr. Obi's entry into the party would deepen collaboration among opposition figures and energize efforts to provide Nigerians with what are described as a credible alternative. In a related development, the senator representing Abia South Senatorial Zone, Eyinaya Baribe, has formally resigned from the All Progressives Grand Alliance and defected to the African Democratic Congress. Senator Baribe announced the defection on Wednesday at the Nickel Lake Resort, Enugu, alongside former Labour Party presidential candidate in the 2023 general elections, Mr. Peter Obi, who also formally joined the ADC. The lawmaker had joined APGAR in 2023 after leaving his previous party to contest the Abia South senatorial seat. He declared his full alignment with the ADC, describing Mr. Obi as his political leader. Recalling a previous interview, the senator said he had always believed that change would come through collective resolve. Senator Baribe added that the ADC would serve as a platform for a broad political movement aimed at ending Nigeria's current challenges. Now, staying with politics, the national leader of the New Nigeria People's Party, Senator Rabiu Kwankwaso, has issued a stern warning to party members contemplating defection, declaring that political betrayal has never yielded lasting success. Kwankwaso, a former governor of Kano State and the NNPP's presidential candidate in the 2023 general election, spoke at his residence during a gathering of supporters, where he reacted to reports that some NNPP members are planning to leave the party. His comments come amid widespread reports that the Kano State Governor, Abba Yusuf, has finalized plans to dump the Kwankwasia movement and align with the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC. In a viral video from the meeting, Kwankwaso said he was not surprised by the alleged moves, noting the history of his clear lessons to politicians who abandoned the party. The NNPP leader stressed that the factions would not weaken the party, insisting that its strength lies with the people rather than individual office holders. As of the time of filing this report, neither Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf nor the Kano State government had officially responded to the claims of an imminent defection to the APC. In a year of dramatic realignments and profound upheaval, Nigeria's political landscape in 2025 was reshaped by sweeping gale of defections that decimated the main opposition, internal party crisis that turned allies into adversaries, and tragic violence sparked by Lekki power struggles, all set against a backdrop of high-profile resignations, suspensions, and the passing of iconic national figures. Toby Sanusi details some of the defining political moments of the year.
Witnessed major events that shaped the polity, beginning in Lagos State, where the Speaker, Mudashiru Obasa, was impeached over allegations bordering on high-handedness and corruption, a development that saw his deputy, Mojisola Miranda, elected as the first female Speaker, only to later resign for Mr. Obasa's reinstatement.
That I will be faithful as the Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly.
So as you can see me, I'm lively, I continue to enjoy myself, I'm not disturbed, I'm not packed up, and I'm not worried.
Mrs. Miranda's resignation sparked emotional scenes at the Lagos State House of Assembly, where some lawmakers paid tribute to her leadership.
At this point, I take a bow as your Speaker, and I step down as your Speaker of this great House.
But Speaker, can I let Obasi talk first?
Let us sit. Honorable Sheyi Lawal.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I think you've made history as the first Speaker of this Lagos State House of Assembly. First female Speaker of this Lagos State House of Assembly.
In February, local government crisis continued in Osun State as 5 people were reportedly killed and many others injured as power struggle over the control of local government secretariats between the All Progressives Congress APC and the People's Democratic Party PDP turned deadly, sparking panic and tension across the state. That lingering crisis soon snowballed into the eventual lockdown of all the local government secretariats after the Osun State Independent Electoral Commission, OSIEC, conducted local government election where the PDP had a clean sweep. In Rivers State, the political turmoil that has so far gripped the oil-rich state intensified as President Bola Tinubu suspended the governor, Siminalayi Fubara, and declared a state of emergency for 6 months, appointing Ibo Kete Ibas as sole administrator.
It has become inevitably compelling for me to invoke the provision of the Section 305 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, to declare a state of emergency in Rivers State with effect from today, 18th March, year 2025.
The state was further plunged into protracted political crisis following the supremacy battle between Governor Fubara and his godfather and Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, who is the leader of the political structure that produced him as governor. The governor, however, returned from the suspension, announcing his defection from the PDP to the APC, alongside 17 state lawmakers.
In the year they talk, we dey support Tinubu, we know they follow corner. Let it be very clear to everyone that the Renew Hope agenda is here with a vigor than you can imagine. We're out, we're ready to drive it to every door in every local government area of Rivers State.
I don't know who supported to follow Konokara.
Well, he was referring to you. Wouldn't that be a direct reference?
How could that be when the whole Nigeria knows that I'm one supporter of Tinubu? What is Konokara? When I have stated openly that is what I will do.
Defection became a recurring theme that swept through the PDP and some other opposition parties in 2025 as 8 governors, including Sheriff Ovoribori of Delta State, Umoheno of Akwa Ibom State, Enugu's Peter Obi Doyediri of Bayelsa State, Abu Kefas of Taraba State, Caleb Muftuang of Plateau State, and Siminalayi Fubara of Rivers State, all defecting to the APC, except Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke, who pitched a tent with the Accord Party. The gale of defection now leaves the PDP with governors Seyi Makinde of Oyo State, Bala Mohammed of Bauchi State, Dauda Lawal of Zamfara State, and Amadu Fintiri of Adamawa State, while the party's number of senators reduced to about 24, while APC's strength increased to about 77. As APC's control spread across state, coalition plots formed under the African Democratic Congress (ADC) to unseat President Tinubu in the 2027 presidential election soon began as former ministers Rauf Aregbesola, Rotimi Amechi, and Nasir El-Rufai left the APC, while former Senate President David Mark and former Vice President Atiku Abubakar also left the PDP. Their defections from the PDP were linked to the ongoing leadership crisis, which has given rise to the Wike-led faction and the Makinde-led faction, both of whom have produced chairmen and secretaries. The crisis now pits the two former allies, Mr. Wike and Governor Makinde, against each other as the Oyo State governor withdraws its support for President Tinubu, making a bold statement about his qualification to contest the presidency.
And that is why I will not be supporting the president for 2027. Wike can support him, he's within his right, but also it is within my own right to decide within the political space who I will support or what I will do to serve this country at the highest level. I am qualified. I'm even overqualified.
Earlier, Speaker of the Osun State House of Assembly, Adewale Egbedun, warned Governor Seyi Makinde against using Osun State as a tool to promote his presidential ambition after a factional PDP primary election was held in the state.
If Governor Seyi Makinde is desperate to become president come 2027, he should use another state as a tool, not Osun State.
Away from the defection row, another major political development in 2025 was the November 8 Anambra State governorship election, the first major election conducted by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, under its new chairman, Joash Amupiton, where the incumbent governor, Chukwuma Soludo of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA, was re-elected. At the National Assembly, a major political event that rocked the nation's parliament was the suspension of the Kogi Central Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan for 6 months over alleged misconduct after the senator accused Senate President Godswill Akpabio of sexual harassment. The year also witnessed the resignations of Defense Minister Badaru Abubakar on health grounds, Uche Naji, the Minister of Innovation, Science and Technology, over alleged certificate forgery, while Nentawe Yotwada, the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction, resigned from President Tinubu's cabinet to chair the APC. Sadly, 2025 saw Nigeria lose prominent figures like former President Muhammadu Buhari, former presidential spokesman Doyin Okupe, foremost nationalist and leader of the Pan-Yoruba socio-cultural group Afenifere, Chief Ayo Adebanjo, prominent Ijaw leader Edwin Clark, and Deputy Governor of Bayelsa State Lawrence Erujapo. Others include former Osun APC chairman and the 30th Owa of Igbajo, Oba Adegboyega Famodun, pro-chancellor and chairman of Council of Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, Professor Shiyan Oyeweso, among others. Similarly, Lagos' political landscape witnessed tragic death as 5 female local council officials, including 3 councillors, died within 3 months of their inauguration. As Nigeria moves into 2026, more political developments that will shape the polity are expected, while the outcomes of 2 governorship elections in Osun and Ekiti State will define the political landscape in those states. Toby Sanusi, Western Spring Television News.
Moving on, Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed has accused the federal government of using the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, to harass him and officials of his administration because of his refusal to join the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC. The governor made the allegation on Wednesday in Bauchi during the signing of the 2026 Appropriation Bill into law. He lamented that one of his commissioners is currently being detained by the EFCC. Governor Mohammed, who is the chairman of the People's Democratic Party Governors Forum, insisted that no amount of harassment would force him to join the APC. He said he had remained silent in the interest of peace and security, but warned that he would no longer do so if the federal government failed to halt its actions. The Bauchi governor further alleged that although the federal government controls 51% of the country's resources, it has done nothing tangible for the state. He also criticized the federal government's tax system, warning that it would impoverish Nigerians if not reviewed. The EFCC had recently filed a fresh criminal charge against Yakubu Adamu, the Bauchi State Commissioner for Finance, and other defendants over alleged terrorism financing involving a total of $9.7 million.
I was just waking up to an occasion where I was told that I'm being accused of terrorism as a governor. Someone who is the head of the opposition. My commissioner has been kept and will not be released by an EFCC. Even when I have immunity as a governor, my name was stupendously mentioned in a motion in a court of law in Nigeria. Me, Bala Mohammed, who is recognized without my inkling for this kind of recognition. God is wonderful. I don't have to say anything. I don't even have to go to the public court. But certainly, politics has become something in Nigeria. But with this kind of people around, Mr. Magui and his colleagues, there is still hope in the country. Whatever anything does to denounce you, to prosecute you, somehow God will bring something to absorb you of blames, of persecution. Because with the little resources we have, the work we have done in Bauchi, somebody will accuse us of arbitrariness. We have a country where 51% of the resources is taken by the federal government. In my state, they have not provided 1 kilometer of road. They have not provided water. Even the security agencies, I'm the one paying them to work for us, and they have the guts to talk. This is a country where when you walk, you become a villain, you become an idiot. I have kept quiet for too long, just for peace and security. Because as politicians, we should not overhate the polity. But I'm not a coward. I'm just keeping quiet because of the common people. We don't have to denounce, denigrate people before we ascend to power. The federal government should look at its tax system. In spite of all the impurities, they are going ahead to impoverish the common man, to impoverish the subnationals. We are keeping quiet.
The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has accused Rivers State's Governor, Siminalayi Fubara, of reneging on an agreement brokered by President Bola Tinubu to resolve the political crisis in the state. Wike made the allegation on Wednesday during a thank you visit to the people of Tai local government area of Rivers State, where he said he would soon make public the details of the deal reached before the president. The minister also renewed his earlier warning about the political future of the governor, insisting that his supporters were prepared to correct the mistake of the 2023 election. Wike also thanked the people of Tai for their support for President Tinubu during the 2023 presidential election, saying their loyalty had translated into appointment, infrastructure development, and the siting of the Federal University of Environment in the area. Still in Rivers State, the state government has clarified that its annual 100,000 Naira Christmas bonus was paid to all civil and public office holders in the state without discrimination. The Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Information and Communications, Dr. Hannah Sarawu, said the bonus was disbursed across board to all workers, including pensioners, captured on the Rivers State government payroll system. While he did not comment on the reported rejection of the bonus by members of the Rivers State House of Assembly, Dr. Sarawu noted that the payment has been made consistently for the past 3 years for civil servants, public officers, and pensioners. He explains that the bonus, which has become an annual practice for civil and public servants on the state payroll, as intended as a token of appreciation for their dedication and service throughout the year. The Rivers State House of Assembly on Tuesday said it had returned the sum of 100,000 naira credited to the personal bank accounts of its members, describing the transfers as unsolicited and unapproved. In a statement by Enemi Judge, the Assembly said the funds were credited on December 30, 2025, following instructions from Governor Siminalayi Fubara without legislative approval. Elsewhere, the head of civil service of the Federation, Didi Astawasanjak, has declared that all the federal ministries in the country have now gone paperless. According to her, every ministry has been digitalized and would no longer be needing papers to carry out any government activities. Addressing journalists on Wednesday, she said that over 100,000 email accounts have been created for civil servants on the GovMail platform. She noted that all civil servants now have official government email addresses, ensuring they operate with official email identities for secure, professional, and auditable government communication at scale. Wilson Jack explains that henceforth, no federal ministry would accept any paper correspondence, but only scanned letters sent through the appropriate email addresses. And now to security, the Nigerian army says troops have killed 47 terrorists and arrested 19 criminal suspects during coordinated land and air operations across the country in the last 72 hours. In a statement on Wednesday, the army said the operations also led to the rescue of more than 30 kidnapped victims and the recovery of arms, ammunition, and logistics. It said the outcomes are part of its sustained offensive against terrorists, bandits, kidnappers, and other criminal elements threatening national security. According to the statement, troops operating in the northwest and north central regions recorded several successes following intelligence-led ground operations. The army added that in Zamfara State, fighting patrols in Anka and Maru local government areas disrupted terrorist activities, neutralized the terrorists, destroyed their hideouts, and rescued civilians who had sustained gunshot wounds. Still to come, no fewer than 6 passengers confirmed dead following boat accident along Igbologun Water Channel in Lagos. We'll bring you more of this when we return. Stay with us.
The Korean War of 1950 to 1953 pitched North and South Korea against each other in response to intrigues by nations beyond their border with different interests from those canvassed by the two brother nations. The Korean War had all the nuances of an external conflict induced by powers that were interested in subjugating North and South Korea. Japan had leveraged on its military power to annex Korea in 1900 and imposed a military union that did not sit well with the citizens. Japan not only lost its war of conquest against Korea, all its powers were obliterated by the effect of the World War II. The end of World War II got Korea divided into two nations along 38 parallel lines by the instrumentality of the United States of America and the Union of Soviet Socialist Republic. The Korean War lapsed into a Cold War when it stopped the prying eyes of external forces into the internal affairs of a nation now divided along its north and southern territories. Western Spring Television identifies the Korean War as a major event in history.
Did you know the pangolin performs a crucial role in the environment? They eat ants and termites that destroy our crops. But sadly, they are killed daily for their meat and scales. If we continue this way, we might lose our pangolins forever. Let's say no to illegal bushmeat from pangolins, because protecting nature protects us all.
You're welcome back to Spring News after 7 on Western Spring Television. A reminder of the headlines. Former Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi and other Southeast political leaders officially join African Democratic Congress ADC. Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed accuses federal government of using EFCC to harass him and officials of his administration. Nigerian troops kill 47 terrorists, arrests 19 criminal suspects during coordinated land and air operations. On the foreign scene, Mali and Burkina Faso announced travel restrictions on American nationals and tit-for-tat move. The Kebbi State Police Command has confirmed the death of 2 staff members of a private rice mill as rescue efforts continue following an industrial accident at a private rice mill in the state. The Commissioner of Police, Bello Sani, visited the rice production facility in Banin, Kebbi to assess ongoing rescue and security operations after the partial collapse of the rice pot boiling section of the mill. During the visit, the Commissioner was briefed by police officers, the state and federal fire services, and other relevant agencies who have remained on site since the incident to secure the area and support rescue operations. As of the time of the visit, 2 persons who were earlier evacuated were confirmed dead by medical doctors. 1 injured victim has been treated and discharged, while 4 others remain trapped with rescue efforts ongoing. The Commissioner reassured the public that adequate security has been deployed to the area and that a comprehensive investigation will commence after the rescue phase. No fewer than 6 passengers have been confirmed dead and 4 rescued, following a boat accident that occurred along the Niger Dock exit of the Igbologun Water Channel in Lagos. This was announced in a statement on Wednesday by the Lagos State Waterways Authority and the Lagos Area Office of the National Inland Waterways Authority. The agencies explained that a boat accident involving a Survey Marine passenger boat occurred on Tuesday at approximately 8:35 p.m. According to the Waterways Authorities, the boat was en route from the Elisha Beach house at the time of the incident. The agencies emphasized that upon receiving a distress alert, they immediately activated their search and rescue teams, which responded promptly and worked closely in collaboration with the Marine Police and other fast responders. The statement further emphasized that preliminary findings indicated the incident may have been caused by collision with a submerged object. It added that further investigations are still ongoing to fully ascertain the cause of the mishap. On the foreign scene, Mali and Burkina Faso have announced travel restrictions on American nationals in a tit-for-tat move after the U.S. included both African countries on a no-entry list. In statements issued separately by both countries' foreign ministries, they said they were imposing equivalent measures on U.S. citizens